Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back, man. We are back at it, trying to do our part to give you the inspiration that you need to help you on your journey
Oh my God.
to take dominion.
How
over
y'all
your money and your
doing?
life.
Like, it's the last day of January.
It is?
Can you believe it?
Whoa, it's like we just got here.
We just said Happy New Year to
Hey,
you
if you're
all.
rocking with us, can you just say hello in the comments so we can say hi back? Let us know who you are, where you're from. What's up, Tony?
Hey, and
and,
also don't forget
Harry
to
and
share.
David.
Come in and hit share. You all love it when we go live. We just have a really just casual conversation, kind of give you all your pep talk to keep you just solid on your journey to financial freedom. So, hey,
Sister Knit, what's going on? Yeah, man. So we want to talk about a topic that needs to be talked about. And that topic is,
I have one question.
okay,
Why are you holding an Apple Pen?
because I'm going to be scrolling on my iPad. That's all.
You can't use your finger?
I bought it, so I should use it.
Does it make you feel like a little extra special, maybe?
Apple Pencil. guys
Hey,
like
we see our pro members in here. Hey,
You
y'all.
guys like my Apple Pencil that my wife just
Yeah, I'm just
talked about?
confused a little
Don't be
bit.
confused that this is what it's for. This
Yeah,
is why
but
this is why they invented it. Is so that you can scroll.
But not put in a video.
You know. Brought to you by His and Her Money. So, for those of you who are here for the
Hey,
first
Dana.
time, my name is Tyler,
And I'm Ty, and we're from hisandhermoney.com.
where we help and teach you to take dominion over your money and your life. And we're going to do that today.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about financial freedom. Don't you know? Don't you know that you can achieve financial freedom?
You can.
It's not something for other people only. It's not something for special people.
It's not unattainable. It's not something that, oh, yeah, I've heard about it, but I've never seen anybody in my circle attain it. Like, no, it's a real thing.
And we want you to know that it can be a real thing for you
Right?
too. So before we get into these steps, can you do us a favor and first believe
Can you do me a favor
that
and put that
you
pen down?
can? You and this
Please,
pen,
put it down. It's distracting.
Can we stay focused?
Like
now?
you're reminding me
Stay
that I need to
focused.
charge mine. Like
Stay
get it out of
focused.
the
You got
camera.
one. I'm glad you admitted that.
But I need to charge
because
it.
she got one, but she mad at mine.
Because you talking with it.
She mad at mine, but she
Y'all,
got
this
one.
is Married Life
got one.
101. Okay?
Apple Pencil. Okay. I have no idea where I left off, so you can pick it on up.
I don't know. I think you were saying something to the fact of maybe you all can share it. Share this video. Share with your family and your friends. We're about to talk about financial freedom.
Do us a favor. That's what it was. And believe that you can achieve financial freedom. Let's start there. Believe it. Believe it. That's not even one of the first 4 steps. But first, the pre-step is to
Yeah.
believe.
Do yourself a favor and believe it because
You
it's
can.
a reality. Like you can.
Let's do it right now. Just put I can in the comment. Real simple declaration. I can.
I can.
I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can have financial freedom. All right. So we're about to get into 4 steps. 4 steps. See, I put the pencil away. 4 steps. The pencil is still here, but 4 steps. All right. That you need to take if you want to achieve financial freedom. What qualifies us to talk about this?
Well, I mean, I feel like we put in the work to actually achieve financial freedom. We share with you guys our story over and over and over to the point where some of you all probably know it by heart, but we do that because we know the importance of sharing your story so other people can believe that they can do it as well too. Yeah. So we have a lot of new followers, people that maybe don't know who we are. Well, we personally paid off over $30,000 worth of debt within our first year of marriage. And then we later went on to pay off a $330,000 mortgage in 5 years. Now, what's pretty interesting about our story is we did it on one income, and that income did not exceed 6 figures at the time.
Nope.
So we're teaching you guys from a place of we weren't handed an inheritance money. We didn't win the lottery. We didn't get lucky. No, we put in the work. And so that's why we can share this with you all.
We did it, and we want you to do it too. All right. Here's step 1. Define your financial freedom goal. Define your financial freedom goal. This is important because financial freedom means different things to different people.
Yep.
What you define as financial freedom may not be what we define as financial freedom. So it's important that
Yeah.
you know when you say to yourself, to your spouse, to your friends, your circle. You say, you know what? I'm going to strive for financial freedom. What exactly does that mean to you?
Yeah.
Does
What
that
does
mean
Yeah.
that you want to not have to go to your job and you just want to live off of investments maybe, or maybe you want to strike out on your own and be able to create income without a ceiling on top of it?
Yeah. And before we jump into that, we want to thank this video sponsor, Legal and General America. You guys have heard us mention them quite a bit on our channel. It's one of the partnerships that we have that we thoroughly enjoy, because we believe in the importance of having term life insurance in place. So if you do not have your life insurance policy in place, or even if you may have it and you may not have enough, you may be underinsured, go to hisandhermoney.com/LGA. The link's in the description, as well as coming up here soon. But go to hisandhermoney.com/LGA. You can get a totally free quote. You can apply right there online, or just get a free quote, no obligation, no pressure whatsoever. But we do want to thank this video sponsor. Now back to the topic at hand. I wanted to ask you, what does financial freedom mean? I think you bring up a good point. Financial freedom means a lot to different people. What does it mean to you?
So it meant different things at different seasons. I remember deep in debt, financial freedom meant that all these bill companies weren't going to be swallowing up my paycheck, because I did not feel free, because in my mind, my paycheck was already accounted for before it even hit the doggone bank account.
Yeah.
I felt the opposite of free. And so at that season, all I wanted was that pressure off, to be able, the ability to go to work, earn an income that I get to decide how I want to use it every 2 weeks, instead of it already being decided for me. So for some, that may be your definition of financial freedom. I need this debt off of my back because I work too hard to send a bulk of my money away to these billion-dollar corporations every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And for me, I've always said this over and over, even to one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to be completely mortgage free. It was security for my children, for our children.
Okay.
I naturally was a debt-free person prior to getting married.
You were.
So I was able to put myself through college completely debt-free, and it took work. So I know what it's like, right, to put in the work to achieve something that you desire. But once I started to have children, that desire became even more increased, more passionate about why I want to maintain financial freedom. It's so I don't have to worry about my children coming behind me, having to worry about debt. Like, sometimes you all think that it doesn't affect your children. It does. They can sense stress on mommy and daddy. They can feel the pressures as well too. They may not know as much as you do,
But they know something's not right.
But they know something's not right. And so for me, once we made the decision for me to come home to be a stay-at-home mom with the kids, even the more I just wanted security for them. Like, nobody's going to come and take this house away from them. Nobody's going to take this freedom away from them. So for me, it was more of our children.
Yeah. And so it's different for different people, but it's important that you identify what financial freedom means to you. Maybe you want to leave a comment right now. Talk about it in the comments. What does financial freedom mean for you? What would that look like? Is it, man, I just need these bill collectors off my back? Is it, I want to do my own thing? Is it, I want to have my investments bring in enough residual income to where it covers my bills and then everything else is just gravy? What does financial freedom mean to you? And then write that down. Do not leave it in your cranium. That's not a goal. A goal is written down.
Somebody said freedom of time. Absolutely. Freedom of time. I absolutely love that.
Make your own schedule.
Make your own schedule.
You know, you don't have to do it in accordance with anybody else other than what you wanted to do.
Yeah. So many people had to make the decision whether or not they had to go to work, or either are they able to stay at home with the children during the height of, when everything went on with our world, that everybody's very well aware of. But having to make those tough decisions as well. So financial freedom.
No mortgage.
Yeah.
It definitely was a freeing feeling when we paid our very last mortgage payment.
Unnecessary stress. Yeah. Absolutely. Retirement. Bills paid in abundance. Having enough. Absolutely. Control my schedule. You all are coming up with some good ones. I love it.
So again,
financial
to recap,
independence and the ability to pursue what God put me here for, and actually find
More options.
Necessary. I love that.
Step number 1, if you're serious about this, is to define your personal financial freedom goal. Identify it, write it down. Even if you have to do a brain dump, maybe it just doesn't come out in this smooth sentence or statement, but like, talk about what life would feel like ideally. Like it could be a combination of all these things we're hearing. Like some people said more options. Some people said the ability to travel more. Some people said don't have these debt payments. It might be a combination of these things, but create a picture of what financial freedom actually looks like, because there's an old saying that says if you aim for nothing, you will hit it every single time. So if you don't have an actual picture of what financial freedom would mean to you, then no other step will matter, because you're not aiming at anything.
Yep. Number 2 is you need to create an emergency savings fund. You guys hear us say that all the time, but it's so important. Anybody that's trying to obtain and reach for financial freedom, they're going to tell you that they can't do it without having some type of emergency savings fund, whether that be for car repairs, just emergencies in general, or take away the word emergency. Most times, this is literally the difference of somebody making it to financial freedom or actually taking a step back and never getting back on that wagon, is if something arises where they need to take care of it, whether it's a repair, whether it could be anything in the home, water repair, roof, whatever the case may be. Maybe you got to pay a deductible on a car insurance policy or a homeowner's insurance policy. Whatever it is, this is the difference literally between people being able to continue the journey or literally not just pause the journey, but never actually start it back up.
Yeah.
So definitely think about that as well, too.
It's not cute. AO's in the comments. What's going on, brother?
Hey, fam.
Anthony O'Neill, he's the greatest, guys.
That's our brother, literally, from another mother, but he's our brother through and through.
So it's important that you take this serious, because a lot of people, they get fired up, especially this time of year, like, man, I'm about to get my finances together. And then you strive for it, and then something comes up financial that requires some money, and because you feel it, it zaps your energy for this new habit that you're trying to create with your money, because you didn't set up emergency savings in advance.
And while we're talking about this emergency, you guys, one of the common ones that we see, honestly, when I was working in the financial sector, one of the common things that I would see was someone losing a loved one, and they didn't even have enough money to bury them or enough money to literally get by and pay the bills.
Yeah.
This is why we keep talking to you all about term life insurance. And again, we want to invite you all to get a totally free quote, no obligation whatsoever. Go to hisorhermoney.com/LGA, Legal and General America. They will give you a free quote. You all have your term life insurance in place. You don't want to be a burden on your loved ones. So if you're able to do what you can do now by investing into a term life insurance policy, then by all means do it. You all, it can be literally as low as a meal, dinner out, one meal. If you could sacrifice that every single month, you can probably afford a term life insurance policy. Go to hisorhermoney.com/LGA to get your free quote.
Our brother Paul is in the comments as well. Paul Williams.
Hey.
What's going on? So let's talk about, how do we get the savings up? What type of savings do I need? How much is good for emergency? We always say start with 30 days of expenses, right? We don't ever give a particular dollar amount, because living in LA is different than living in Memphis.
Yep.
And expenses and income
and
levels.
Living in Chicago.
Chicago ain't no joke. You understands me? But it's dependent upon your situation.
Yeah.
So if everything fell apart, the wheels fell off, everybody lost their job, no income coming in, how much would it take for you to survive 30 days? Now, this isn't putting a bunch of fluff on it, right? This ain't a bunch of eating out. This ain't a bunch of frivolous shopping. This is emergency. If there's a 30-day emergency, how much would it cost us to survive those 30 days? That is what you should make your first target as far as your emergency savings fund.
Absolutely.
Put it in another account, not easily accessible, because you're more prone to make bad decisions and turn a sale at Target into emergency
you always
when it's
bringing
not.
up Target and stuff, but it'd be more towards the female directed.
Okay, what's a good one for guys?
I don't know.
Okay, here's
you
one.
You need to tell me.
A sale at Home Depot. How's that?
No, what about a sale at Foot Locker?
Okay, a sale at Foot Locker.
Like, is there still
is
some lockers
not
out?
an emergency.
Yeah.
So we got the males and the females covered.
I like it.
And
I
even
like
the
it.
even the
love
young
it.
people, because they got to get their
Yeah.
they
Or even
Jordans.
like the Apple store.
Oh, back to Apple. We are back to Apple, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all, this man had me change everything over in our house to Apple products.
We're an Apple household.
I was like,
Period.
I was too upset to lose my CD-ROM. Remember?
Your
CD-ROM, or how do you say it?
Did you just come on here and say CD-ROM? Did you just say CD-ROM to these people? Nobody has a CD-ROM.
But remember that was really my struggle.
It was.
Remember, I didn't want to let go of my PC.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about CD-ROMs. There's so many of you in the comments like, what is a CD-ROM? Don't worry about it. It's okay. All right, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Okay, now.
Hey, Harvey.
What's going on, Harvey? You know, we're approaching where people are getting tax refunds soon.
Yes.
That could be a way to fuel
Very much so.
your emergency savings.
Absolutely,
You
you
can
guys.
put it on a certain amount of your paycheck coming out automated every 2 weeks going into an emergency fund, right? Because when you automate stuff, it lessens the opportunity for human error where you talk yourself out of putting your savings together.
Yes.
You understand me? Get that savings together. So we're talking about 4 steps to financial freedom.
I like them.
Step
like,
number
ain't
1.
nothing wrong with CD-ROM.
All right, cool. Hey, you know what? Y'all like CD-ROMs? I like Apple. Apple.
This is not an advertisement for Apple. This is not an advertisement for Apple.
Yeah, you can get a second job.
Yeah.
You can sell
Side
stuff,
hustle stuff.
Side
Yep.
hustle
We
till
were big
you
at
hit
doing
that
that.
target.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep, we were big at doing that. There was nothing that would literally get us off center. We were focused. So you do have to be focused. Make sure that you're focused no matter what.
Yeah.
And you are willing to do whatever it takes, as long as it's legal, not illegal, right, to make this work.
For
so
sure.
definitely make sure that you have an emergency savings fund.
So we're halfway through. Step number 1
Yep.
is to define what financial freedom means to you. Step number 2 is to get your emergency savings in place. Step number 3, attack your debt.
Yep.
Attack your debt. That's where the freedom is, because a lot
Oh
of
my
you all,
gosh.
your debt is sucking the oxygen out of your dreams, out of your ability to cast vision, out of your ability to just enjoy day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You know what? You're never going to have another today. You're never going to have another today.
Very true.
But if you're bogged down with the stresses that come with not having your finances in order, you're wasting a gift, right? It's called present, because it is one. It's not promised. So the fact that we're here, man, we should try to live it to the fullest. We should try to enjoy it as the gift that it is. And so it's important that you start attacking debt. Stop just talking about attacking your debt and start doing something about it.
Now we have a lot of videos here on our channel talking about how to tackle your debt, how to find out how much debt that you're in, the process. We typically are big fans of the debt snowball, where you're starting with the smallest debt first, and you're not worried about interest rates. But however, we don't get in arguments like that when people are like, "Oh, but if I do the debt avalanche, just get out of debt." That's all we're just gonna say. Get out of debt. Whatever it takes for you to get out of debt. Okay, if it makes you feel more comfortable that you want to get out of credit card debt first before you get out of student loan debt, just get out of debt. Like, we want you guys to throw out the excuses and having to figure out how to just do it just right and perfect, and you won't start at all. Just start. Do something.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something. Okay,
Yep,
do
that's
something.
so important.
Okay. Jennifer said, I paid off my car, so I'm trying to save my car payment. Love it. That's super dope, man.
Love
Put
that.
it up for one day you're gonna need another car. That's how we do
Yep,
it.
that's how we do
Tony said, I just worked over 114 hours last
Wow.
week. Currently on another 100-hour week, man.
Talk
He trying
about
to get
commitment.
it. He trying to get it. He trying to
many
get it. Yeah, man. So step 1.
Yep.
Define your financial freedom. What does it mean to you? What does it look like to you? Number 2, let's get that emergency savings done. At least, bare minimum, a 30-day emergency fund. How much would it cost you if everything fell apart to survive 30 days? And put that in a separate savings account for emergency savings,
very
and
important.
then start attacking your debt. Make it automatic as well. Again, lessen the likelihood of human error. If you have to sit there and tell yourself to make that payment every month, you might talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
But if you automate it and account for the automation, it makes the process much easier because you get used to not having that money available to spend because it's going towards your debt, thus going toward your freedom.
Absolutely. And if we had to put a 1A, a 2A, a 3A, again, it's term life insurance. Make sure that you have your life insurance in place. Like, I think one of these days I want to do a video where it's just strictly, we're just talking about term life insurance and addressing people's fears and concerns.
Okay.
Like, why don't you have it in place? Because I know that people know that they should have it,
A lot of people don't.
but a lot of people don't. And I think that it's bigger than just because they're afraid to discuss death, like it's superstitious or something like that. I don't know what it is. Is it procrastination? Is it just lack of knowledge? Is it consumer overload, like information overload? Like, what is it? What's stopping you from making sure that you have that in place? Because that's one of the greatest ways, too, that you can protect your financial assets and your financial future for your family. Have term life insurance in place.
For sure.
And if you don't, you could definitely check out, again, this video sponsor, Legal and General America. Just click the links in the description box below, or you'll see it there on the screen, hisandhermoney.com/LGA.
Yeah, man. All right. So listen, be a good friend, hit the share button, and be a good watcher,
Love it.
lover of His and Her Money, and hit the thumbs up button, man. That helps
And yes.
YouTube and Facebook know that they should show this video to more people. So if you got love for us, or if what you're hearing has been helpful, you can definitely hit the share button. You can definitely hit the like button, and we would appreciate both. All right, here we go. We're talking about 4 steps to financial freedom. Step number 1, define what personally financial freedom means to you. Number 2, get your emergency savings up. Number 3, start tackling your debt. And number 4, pay yourself first. A lot of people get so intimidated by the thought of investing because there's so many different ways to invest. There's so many different, even if you just pick one lane, right? Stock market. There's like 10 ways to invest in the stock market. Or if you say, oh, I'm going to invest in real estate, there's like 20 ways to invest in real estate. Keep it simple. Just start. Keep it simple. When we say pay yourself first, a great way to do that is at your occupation, because in a lot of instances where you work offers things like a 401k or a 403b or a 457. You can talk to your human resources department and they can fill you in as to what's available. But the reason why it's really dope is because in a lot of instances, depending on the type of products that they have, the money comes out your paycheck before it ever gets taxed. Before the government gets it, before you get it, it's invested. So that's paying yourself first. And with these products, you can allocate a certain percentage of your paycheck, or you can just say a dollar amount, $100 every 2 weeks. Either way, it's an automated process. And again, because you involve automation, psychologically, you get used to not having that money available to spend. And in the background, guess what's happening? You are building wealth. So if you look over these 4 steps, one starts with having a goal, a target to aim at. The next is playing a little defense by making sure that you have an emergency savings saved up, because emergencies happen. They just do. And we don't want an emergency to take you off course on the journey to financial freedom. Then when you have those 2 things in place, now you can start attacking your debt. And all these processes, we definitely recommend automation. Automation is your friend.
Yep.
And then you move into starting to build wealth. Start with where you work at. And if your particular job doesn't have a 401k or something like that, you can always open up an IRA. There are lots of companies like Vanguard or Fidelity or on and on and on. So many different organizations out there where it doesn't matter where you work, because an IRA, all you have to have is some type of income. And then you can also automate that process and put a certain dollar amount in there. And there is how you begin the process of the journey to financial freedom.
Now, I like how you said process, because I'm sure a lot of you are saying, well, they didn't mention giving and they didn't mention starting a business. These are all things that we did on our journey as well, too. This is just starting the process. Of course, you guys, we have a ton of other videos on our channel here. You can dig in and you'll be able to find more information on other things that you can do to obtain financial freedom. Right now, we want to change the way that you think. We want you just to get off the couch and just start, or whatever the case, get out of your chair and just start, like hit the start button. Just stop saying, I'm going to do it one day, I'm going to do it. Finally, just say, I'm not going to wait for perfection. I'm not going to wait till I figure it all out. I'm just going to start making a small change today. That may start with watching this video, right? Changing your mindset, saying, oh, okay, well, I don't have enough money to start an emergency savings account or savings fund. Maybe I have $10 that I can put aside in a savings account. Like, do something to reach your goals. Do something. Every small step adds to a bigger goal. Again, that's the way that we got out of our mortgage. That's the way that we were able to put out. A lot of people are saying, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? Y'all, there was nothing that was too small. There was nothing that we didn't do legally to figure out a way to pay off this mortgage. Yeah. We had a made up mind. You got to have a made up mind and you got to go full steam ahead.
So those are the 4 steps to financial freedom. Which step are you on, or which step are you about to take? Leave us a comment in the comment section below. We will read it. We love to hear where you guys are at, and we love to interact with you guys in the comments. So let us know, what step are you about to take of these 4 steps to financial freedom?
And if you're watching a replay, type replay. We love seeing our replay viewers. Y'all be representing. Y'all really, really do. And y'all put replay, and I love it. Yeah. So definitely make sure that you put replay if you're watching the replay as well.
All right. That's all we got for this time, guys. It's been great. Until next time.
See y'all later.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.